Hi everybody. I know I'm a minute late, sorry. I'm going to give it a couple seconds here until people get logged on. This is what we're making today. These awesome little blocks, which I love. They're so cool. I actually have my video turned right today. You guys can actually see the numbers and everything right. It's not backwards. I figured it out. Alright. So this is a Dollar Tree flip. Okay, if anybody was wondering, I did find this on Pinterest and I was super excited when I found this. I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is something I haven't really seen a lot of. So I figured, why not get the word out there? I think it's a cool idea. All right. So to start, I do have a couple people on here today. So, oops, sorry, I'm bumping my phone. All right. So you can find these at your Dollar Tree. They're $1 a piece. They're literally in the kid aisle. I don't really go in the kid aisle because, of course, I don't have kids. Hey, Christy. Tell the boys I said hi. So these are in the kid aisle. They're just the little dice, the foam dice, and they are foam, so they're pretty cool. All right, so I am going to open these. You will need technically 4, but I bought extras because originally I was thinking of doing exactly what I saw on Pinterest, but I kind of did my own thing with it. So these here, this is technically all you need to do the date, but I did make extra ones. I kind of made this one just so you guys can kind of see the cool little things that you can actually do with these. So they don't have to be the date. It could be anything. It could be a name. It could be hello. It could be anything you want it to be. So I'm just going to show you guys how to make these, and it's very simple, as you can tell. Just some paint, and then this is vinyl from my Cricut. So I will be, hi Lainey, I will be actually, with the way that these are, I am going to actually be selling the numbers for these. So if anybody watching this is interested in purchasing the vinyl numbers, please let me know. I will be selling them. I don't know for what price and everything yet, and then shipping and everything on top of that. But for some of the stuff that I actually do on these videos, I am going to start selling the vinyl cutouts on anything that I actually do. So if that helps anybody out, you're more than welcome to, you know, message me on anything that you might be interested in purchasing. That way you get shipped straight to your door and you can make your own stuff out of it. So it's pretty much just the decals of the vinyl that I'll be selling. So, all right, so to get started, just get one of your cubes here. Hi, Jess. Oh, hi, boys. And pups, I'm sure, well, the boy pup is probably watching. Alright, so I'm going to start with my dice, and you guys know me, I love my whites and blacks and grays, so of course that's what I'm going to be using today. I was thinking about using a color, but seeing as how I wanted it to have that chalkboard effect type of thing, the rustic farmhouse look chalk thing, I am just going with the white and black. Alright, so I'm just using a regular paintbrush. Okay, no chip brush. Chip brushes are kind of hard to use on foam. I noticed I did try to do the ones I was doing last night, and it was leaving too many streaks. So I'm going to start my first layer of paint. I noticed I do need more than 1 layer on these just because they are brightly colored. These were actually blue blocks, so I did do, I think, like 3 coats maybe on these to get them fully covered. Okay? Alright. So, pretty simple with these. Like all of my stuff, it's all simple. It's just showing you guys here how to do it. So what I was doing, because it's a cube and you can't paint the whole thing at once or you'll have a disaster. So I was just doing the sides and then drying it and then doing these sides this way. So And make sure you get the corners of these. I really like the shape of these. After I added the black detail like lines on them, I thought they turned out really, really cool. So it actually was better than what I thought. You guys hear voices in the background today. It's just my mom and my husband talking. We're hopefully going to be buying a house here soon in the next year maybe, and we're just trying to figure some stuff out. So it's a little chaotic around here today. I threw this stuff together like really quick last night, and then this morning I got home from work. Well, not this morning, this afternoon I got home from work. It was my early day, and I literally was like, I gotta find something to do for my video. Like, I have a couple projects going on, and I was like, I gotta pick one to get on here and show everybody, or I'm not gonna have anything for today. So this was kind of one of my quickest ones that I figured would work for tonight. All right. Okay, so that's good. Not liking the brush strokes that I'm seeing in this, so I'm just going to go over it a little bit here. Alright, so that actually covered that pretty well. I feel like the orange actually was easier to cover than the blue that I used, which I thought was going to be completely opposite. So that's kind of good. You might not have to do 3 coats on this. I'm thinking maybe just 2. So I'm just making sure I have the edges good. I am only going to do 2 of these blocks with you guys on here. I'm not going to do all 4. We'll just be sitting here all night while you watch me do the same thing over and over again. Alright, let me see. They say hi. They're having a conversation. But I'm sure they say hi, Christy. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to let that one dry here while I do my other one. Okay. I'm trying to get a schedule down for you guys who watch a lot, and I would like to eventually post at the beginning of the week what I'm doing my videos on Thursdays and Saturdays. That way you guys can view it if you want, you know what's coming up. My schedule has been nuts lately, so I haven't had time to sit down and actually plan everything that I want to do for the next couple of weeks. So just bear with me for the, next month or 2 until I figure out a schedule and what crafts will work when and everything. So, and if you guys ever want to see something made, if you happen upon something on Pinterest and you want to see how it's made, I'll figure it out. So just send it to me and I would be more than happy to do a video on it. I want to do definitely videos on stuff that people are interested in seeing. That's okay. It's funny, every once in a while, Jess, I see like a heart pop up. I'm like, oh, a lot of people are watching. Let's see here. Keep it down, Sandy. Christy's saying, keep it down, Sandy. No.
Justine just texted me. Sorry.
No, they can't even hear you, I don't think. You're whispering. She's getting your text messages, you too. I can hear her phone going off. Alright. Okay, so I'm almost done with all the 4 sides on this one. And then I'm going to let these dry for a second, and I'll go over what paint I'm using today. And you guys can probably guess what paint I'm using. Well, actually, no. You might not. I'm not using my regular kind today, which is very odd. It's an odd day today. Okay. So that's pretty good for those until I can let that dry, and then we'll do another coat and the other sides. Okay. So there we go, there's that coat on there. I'm gonna let those dry for a second. All right, so it's not my Art Minds chalk, but I am using the, I'm so backwards now. I'm always so used to being like on this side. Okay, So this is the Folk Art paint, again, from Michaels. It's just the color I like to use on these today. So that is what I'm using. This one is Sheepskin. That's what I thought it was called. But I think I used this on one of my projects not too long ago that I kind of showed you guys. So this is the Sheepskin Folk Art paint from Michaels. And it's pretty cheap, and I really like it. It's up there with the Art Minds for me. It's between this and Art Minds, the two that I really, really use a lot. I seem to just gravitate to them. Sorry, Lainey wants her 2 words in today. There's that. And then I'm also using the Rust-Oleum chalkboard. This is just a regular chalkboard paint like I used on the round hanging like chalk signs that I did not too long ago on a live video. This is the same thing. This is just because I had this sitting around and I needed a little bit of black paint for these, so I'm just using this. Okay, and this is Rust-Oleum, but any brand would work. You're barely using any black paint. You just need it for the very little details there on the sides of these. So, and you could probably even, if you have like black acrylic paint sitting around, that's fine too. It doesn't necessarily have to be chalk. You're not going to use wax on these unless you really, really want to. I'm not, because they cost almost next to nothing to make, and they're really just to set around. They're not being, like, they're not an actual used surface. So, all right, I'm gonna set that down. And then you just need paintbrushes. I'm just using regular paintbrushes. Don't mind my paintbrushes. They're always a mess all the time. So I'm not using any chip brushes tonight like I usually do. They're just your basic. You can go to the Dollar Tree if you want and get these, okay? All right, so I am going to speed this up with my lovely hair dryer again. You guys know me and my hair dryer. All right, and I am going to dry these real quick so I can do the next coat on them. Painting these this morning that the chalk paint doesn't dry too quickly on these, and I know I said before chalk paint dries really quickly, so it just must be because it's a foam texture that it isn't drying really quick. So if you're gonna do these, maybe paint them a day before, let them dry overnight, and then you can go ahead and finish them the next day. But they don't dry as quick as you would if you're painting some chalk paint on a board, okay? All right, so that one seems pretty dry. I think it's good. Oh, Lori. Yeah, you know how to replay them. It'll always be up here. I didn't get too far yet. We're just painting those little blocks and doing the little date blocks there. Okay. All right. I'm just going to dry this one with a hair dryer. Back to the first one, just so you can at least touch it without taking all that paint off. You should be okay. So now I'm going to work around this way, and then that way these two sides get their second coat while these two get their first coat, okay? It doesn't matter. I mean, this is just the way I found out that it's easy to work. When I first did the first one this morning, I was like, try to paint the whole thing. And I was like, why did I do that? That was like a really stupid mistake because then I had nowhere to set it and then my fingerprints were on it. I just wasn't thinking clearly. So it is easier to do all sides and then go back and redo the ones that you skipped over. All right. And when I was doing this, after they were finished, I almost would have liked to use the crackle paint on these, just because I think it would have gave it a better effect, but my day was crazy, so I didn't get to the store to get any today. So if anybody tries this with the crackle paint, feel free to share it on the comments and let us see that, because I think this would be a really cool project with that crackle paint. If you were to do like a color underneath and then use the crackle paint, I think that would be really pretty. So if you guys decide to do that, post pictures of it. I always want to see what you're up to. Alright. Those sides are done. I'm just making sure everything is covered. This is technically still my first coat. I'm just doing the rest of the sides. Alright, and where I'm holding it, I am just going to go around and do the two. I'm going to do the second coat on the two that were already dry. And just keep working with it here. My paintbrush strokes were kind of deep on that one, so I just went the opposite way to take them out. Okay, good. Alright, and I'll show you guys here. So my paintbrush marks are kind of deep in that because I wasn't being too neat. So I'm just going to go the opposite way. It'll kind of smooth that out. I'm getting paint all over me. I don't even know where that came from. I'm messy. I should not be wearing my good actual wedding band right now. I always try to take it off and put the silicone rings on. My coworker bought me a pack of silicone rings just for this. So I should be wearing that right now and I'm not. So when I take my ring to get clean, they'll just kind of look at me like I'm nuts. I usually have like 5 tons of paint in it. Alright. Good. Alright, let's see. Yeah, Jess, they would. That's what I said. You know, if I had more time to do a couple more of these, I would have loved to do like a cute little saying or names or something. I think they would look cute. You could do anything on these. These have like endless possibilities. They're really cool. Or if you have like a special date, like, you know, your wedding date or your kids' birthdays, that would be really cute on this too. No, you're good. We got some commotion in the background tonight. Alright, let's see here. I'm actually not liking this paintbrush. I don't know if there's dry paint on it somewhere, so I'm just going to use my smaller one. There we go. That looks better. Okay, looks good. I'm just touching up spots that I see here that I don't like too much. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you kind of want it to look kind of rusticy anyway. Alright, so that one's pretty much all done. I am going to go back and do the two sides that I'm holding on to after these sides dry, just to give it a second coat to match, just because there is a tiny bit of orange. It's hard to see on this camera, showing through a tiny, tiny bit. You can barely see it. Alright, so same thing with this one. This one feels pretty dry to me. Alright. Lainey's running around like crazy. She's being very needy. Okay, so this one I'm just going to do these two sides with. Justine. Yeah, he was letting Lainey out. Come on now. I mean, right in the middle of the video. Really? Okay, I should probably try to turn this more towards you guys. I'm, like, not with it today with this camera stuff. Okay. Alright, so that coat looks a lot better than the last brush I was using. You can see there's not many brush mark strokes, and I'm still getting this, like, positioning down with my camera flipped. It's completely backwards to me. Okay. So then this side here, whew, I'm knocking over my ones that are already done. Alright, I think you guys can see that. Yeah, you can, okay. as Lainey's munching on her second bone for tonight. I don't think he knew I already gave her one. Okay. Alright, that one looks pretty good too. I'm just going to hit these corners up a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm going to move to the sides that I already painted previously. They just need their second coat done. Yeah, you definitely won't need more than 2 coats on the orange ones. So maybe if you are doing this project, if your dollar store has the orange ones, I would go with the orange ones. I don't know about the, I think they had like maybe purple or something too. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember what other colors were. I just grabbed the blue and the orange thinking that the blue would be the easiest. But the orange seems to be covering, like the white seems to be covering the orange more. So I would maybe go with the orange ones. Unless you don't mind doing 3 coats. I mean, it'll still turn out good. Alright, that one's good. Alright, and this last side here, I'm actually running out of this paint. I'm going to have to go buy more of it. I do like this color a lot. It's not white. It's like an off-white. Okay. Alright, so those sides are all done. All I would have to do is do the second coat on the top and the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to give those a couple seconds to dry here. Hi, Trisha. All right, so to catch everybody up who just logged on, who may not have seen my original couple seconds of this, is I'm just using the Dollar Tree foam dice in the kids aisle, okay, literally the foam dice. And you just need, technically you just need 4 of them, but if you want to throw some more different little things in there, you can. But if you're doing, I can't hold all these at once apparently, but if you're doing the date dice and you just want the date, you only need 4 blocks. And I'll show you guys, there is a certain number that you put on a certain block, and I will get to that in a little bit, okay? So you just really need 4, so $2 pretty much, okay? And some paint and some vinyl, alrighty? So those are drying. I am gonna go over, oh, I have it way down here. Okay, so I have a Cricut. I don't know, of course I have a Cricut. I do all this, right? So I don't know if any of you guys have a Cricut or not. If you don't, this is a pretty easy project to either pick up some just number stickers if you can find them the right size. I'm sure Walmart, Michaels, anywhere has number stickers, and you can make these pretty simply. I am going to start selling anything that I do vinyl online. So if I'm doing a project, just like take this for instance, instead of these being numbers, say it was some cool design or lettering or something, and you guys wanted to purchase the vinyl, it is now available. So there is a price for it. I'm not sure. Each project might be a little bit different, and I'll try to post prices as I go with the project so you guys can know from right off the start if you want to purchase it for that project or not. And you guys can just say you like, say this was a sentence or a cute saying and you guys like this, you can purchase it and just use it on anything. It doesn't have to be for the project that I'm doing. So I am throwing that out there that I will be selling this type of stuff, okay? So if you see a project on here that I'm using my Cricut vinyl for, and I'll try to give you guys a heads up that like, hey, today's a Cricut project, you guys will kind of know that I am using some type of vinyl that is, you know, you are available to purchase. And there will be like a shipping fee and everything, but it's just vinyl, so it should be pretty cheap, okay? So today, like these numbers, but really to purchase them off of me, I'm just going to save you money, and I'm going to be honest, you could probably go to the dollar store and find some numbers at the dollar store. So don't feel like you have to use these. This is just what I printed off my Cricut today because I had them, but I am offering them if you guys want them. So any type of stickers, this is not permanent vinyl. Most of my projects I use permanent vinyl, but this is just what I had laying around today, so this is what I'm using. So as you can see, if you dealt with Cricut before, you know it cuts out your stuff. So this is the numbers I already used, okay, on my blocks. I just left it there so you guys can kind of see what Cricut's about, okay. And then this is the stuff that I have not yet weeded. And once again, I'm backwards on here. I have to remember that. I have not weeded out that I'm going to be using on my next couple blocks. Okay, so I'll actually do that while they're drying. I don't know if you guys ever messed with Cricut vinyl before, but it's really cool. Once it cuts everything out, it just peels. Okay, and I'll try to do this so you guys can kind of see it here. And there's your numbers, okay? And this part is called weeding. I am going to use my table for this so I don't get anything stuck on here. Okay. All right. So I do sometimes actually save, because this part is just waste. I sometimes save this and actually use it for stencils. And this one is pretty easy to save. So I probably will, just in case I need numbers again. And as you can see, some of the middles, like right here, okay, and the zeros and stuff, they're actually still on this paper. So if you are saving the outer part as a stencil to use later on, make sure you grab those little middles out of there. Okay, you guys can kind of see those middles still in there. All right, so I'm just gonna put this over here. I'm gonna hang it on my chair until I can get a new paper for it. Okay. So I did lose my little weeding tool. I don't know where I put it. So I'm using an X-Acto knife, okay? Don't judge me. And I wouldn't use this if you're doing this at home. I would actually use a weeding tool. I just can't find mine tonight, of course, you know, when I go live. So right now I'm just gonna pull those little centers out of there. I wish I could hold this and show you guys, but since I'm using this, I don't feel like stabbing my finger 100 times. So I am going to pull those out of there real quick and just get these ready to put on the blocks after they're dry. Now this part is actually kind of relaxing to me, believe it or not. I kind of like sitting here and tearing these little centers out. It's kind of one of those like satisfying things. I don't know. You can call me weird. We did our seating chart out of Cricut vinyl, and it was two big, huge like doors. They had glass panes in, probably about that big, and we did names really tiny. We did like table number 1 with the whole name of everybody at that table, and we sat here, and they were probably a little bit bigger than that, probably that big. It said table 1 real big, and then it had everybody's name real tiny. We sat here, and when I say we, my husband and I sat here and took out each tiny little center of every E and every O and every A, and it took a lot of time, but it's actually used in my kitchen as decoration. I have all of the people who were at our wedding, their names and everything on those doors, and I just love it. Was that Lainey? No, okay. We just have a lot of stuff going on in the background tonight, so if I'm not focused, I'm sorry. Alrighty, I'm just gonna keep weeding out these here and see if I missed anybody. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, no problem. I love doing these tutorials. I love sharing what I know, or you know, getting something that's out there and just showing everybody how to make it. This is kind of rewarding for me. It's fun, and I get to share this with everybody. It's really neat. All right, so I did weed those out, just minus the top couple things there from my other numbers, but that is pretty much what we're going to be using. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go back over here to the dice and make sure that they are dry. I'm going to use the hair dryer because they are kind of, you can kind of see that they're still a little bit wet there. So yeah, that hair dryer takes care of that pretty quickly. It's pretty dry now. It's still a little bit tacky, but it's not sticking to my fingers or anything. And like I said, usually chalk paint dries really quickly, but for some reason on this foam, it's not drying as quickly as I would like, but I'm impatient, so can't go by me. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Oh, my brush is getting hard. I forgot to stick it in the water there. I think I stuck my other one. Okay, I did. And I'm just going to do the second coat on the top and the bottom that I missed that last time. And then I am going to go around these and make sure everything is coated and no oranges poking through, just because it doesn't technically match my project. And these are an awesome little piece just to add to your, if you have like a little foyer table or a fireplace, mantle, these would be a cute little thing just to add to it. I'm going to do a second coat on that side there. This is one of the ones that I think I did the sides on here, so do that. Okay. I think that's done, and then this one. So all sides now have 2 coats. I went around this way and then I did this way, so it hit all sides with the 2 coats. Okay, and I'm just going to jump over to the next block. I think I probably might need to use the hairdryer on that as well, but that's pretty coated. Like I said, these were the orange ones that I used. And they covered a lot better than the blue. Alright, so let me see here. Okay, there we go. Alright, and then this one here, you can see where you need to go back and do your 2 coats, so I'm going to do that. This one kind of maybe didn't cover as good. I'm not sure why. You can kind of see more orange on this one. Maybe I just used less paint. Alright, but that still will cover good in 2 coats. And it's dry, so I think we're okay. Alright, let's see. Taylor. Oh, my wedding decorations. Oh, you'll know I'll help you, Taylor, of course. I would love to do that. Absolutely. That would be fun. I made all of mine. And that went pretty quick. So, more hands the better, let me tell you. Because we didn't have that. Alright, let's see here. Good. Okay, so I am going to take the hairdryer and dry those sides. They're just not quite fully dry. And then I am going to go back and do the coat on that one, okay? Dry, so I'm going to turn it and do those 2. For some reason this one did not cover as well as the other one, and it's just because I probably used more paint. I wasn't paying attention. I'm too distracted today. Okay, so I'm just covering that. Okay. Good. And then this side, this is still tacky. And this is a cool project. I know it's hard for me to like think about involving kids because we don't have any. So like I try to think of ways when I'm on here, because I know a lot of you guys probably have littler kids, but this would be kind of a cool project for them to do too. Just get some, you know, paint and let them have at it. I think it would be kind of neat. They could do their name or something on here even. Okay. All right. Okay, so I am going to touch this up again with the hairdryer. that's awesome. I'm so glad you're painting while you're doing this with us. It's really cool. Feel free to post pictures after. I would love to see them. We are just doing the numbers, the date blocks. And you'll just need 4 blocks for this project, and it does cover the month and day. So, yep, we're just doing the date blocks with these ones. What are you doing with yours? Are you doing a name or date or anything? Alright, so, whoa, that's still tacky. Hang on, I messed this one up. I must have grabbed it at some point in time. Okay. Sorry guys, I know there's a lot of hair dryer used in this project because this paint just does not like to dry too quickly on these, and I don't want to sit here and literally make you watch paint dry. Alright, same with this one, still damp. Oh, that's awesome, Judy. That'll be cool. That's really cool. That's awesome. You can use them for anything. Oh my goodness, that'll be so neat. Alright, so these are pretty dry, which is good. Okay, I am touching them. I'm not feeling any wet spots on them or anything, so that's good. Okay, so now we are going to do the little black, what I like to call eyeliner, when I highlight the sides and edges of any type of detail that I'm doing. Alright, so let me rinse my brush off here. Okay. And of course I forgot something to wipe this on, so I'm just going to use my paper. Alright. And the black chalk paint. Alright. So what I did with these is I just lightly got some black paint and I just went over real tiny and smooth just on the 4 sides of each square. So that's what I'm going to do with these also. Okay. So I'm just going to go real lightly here. You can come through here. It's okay. Okay.
Hi, bye.
My mom. Everybody.
I look crappy right now.
No, you're fine. I didn't get like a lot of you. You were pretty like lightning fast.
Yeah, I ran quick.
Alright, so I'm just gonna highlight this. It does not have to be perfect. Bump in something there. Just real lightly. See you. Thank you. Bye. Alright. And right in there. Okay. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because they're not supposed to look perfect. Any farmhouse stuff is not supposed to look perfect. Alright. And I'm trying to do this towards you guys, so it might look a little scary. No, actually, that one was right on. That's a good one. Alright, and this one. Good. Actually, I'm doing better that way. I should just keep going that way. I think I'm hitting it better than I would over here. Okay. That. I think you guys can see it. And you can use any color on these. I just stuck, you know me, with my whites and my blacks and my grays all the time. Oh, that one was a little bold, but that's okay. Go this way. And this one. Okay. So, make sure I didn't miss any. I'm just going to go back and kind of hit some of these up a little bit better. Good. I think I got it. Oops, missed one here. There we go. Alright, so that's pretty much what that looks like. And you guys can add more if you want to. I just did the sides of them, like right in the corners where everything comes together. And you can add more if you want. That's fine. Okay. So I'm going to set that down over here while I do the next one. Okay, Judy, awesome. Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, you can do it any way you want. I might actually try to make some of these with the crackle paint. I just really, like, all of a sudden want to see these with the crackle paint. I think it would be really cool. So yeah, any way that you want to put your own touch on them, I think that's awesome. All right. Good. Good. Okay. I'm really focusing right now. It's quiet in this house. This is like one of the first live videos that I've done with other people in the house with me. Usually my husband's away and my mom was here today, so a little bit hectic. My focus isn't as good today as it usually is, so sorry. Alright. Okay. That looks pretty good. Alright, and those are all done, okay? And I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to put my brush in the water here for a second. And my hands are, this is why I take off my ring, because if not, this is what I am all the time. Alright. So on this block here, I did more than just the dates. This is kind of like my initial idea for this. I was like, oh, this would be really, really cute. This is what I found on Pinterest, but I ended up just doing the date blocks because I figured they have more of a purpose for us. These here, I was going to do the tic-tac-toe with. I thought that would be really cute, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, when am I going to play tic-tac-toe with my husband? So I just decided to make the date blocks. That way I can kind of show you guys a little bit of both. So this is another cool idea. You know, if you have family over a lot, or you just want something on your coffee table that's interesting, this is kind of cute, the tic-tac-toe. You just need those blocks on there, and then you can play the tic-tac-toe with them, and you can add other images. I just did those four, so like the X's and O's, and then I did that and the eggs. So yep, and you can do them with anything. Like, this is kind of what I thought was cool about these, is they might make a cool thing for kids because you can't break them. They're technically a toy anyway at the beginning. So this might be a really cool game if you have kids over a lot, and you know, if your kids have friends over, I should say, over a lot, or family members. This is kind of something cool that's decorative, but yet it's a game too. So it's neat. Okay. All right. So back to this. I'm losing my voice, of course. I am just going to dry this black paint so I can put the numbers on there. Christy, I think, honestly, I don't know if Walmart has it. They probably do, I'm sure. Walmart has, I think they have chalk paint, and they might have milk paint, so they might have the crackle. Michael's, Joann Fabrics, I'm sure, I'm like 99.9% sure that they have some type of crackle paint, and you can always use a coupon. So I know Joann and Michael's, that's another thing that I keep forgetting to say on here. I will not walk into one of those stores unless I have a coupon. So, excuse me, losing my voice. So you can always swap. They accept competitor coupons at Joann's and at Michael's. So if you're going into Michael's because you like their paint better and you have a Joann's, excuse me, 60% off coupon, you can use it at Michael's. They will accept it. That is how it is around here, Johnstown, PA anyway. And I think I've done it in like Altoona too before. So they should accept them. They do take competitors. So I'm sure you could use one of those. I'm not sure how expensive the crackle paint is. I'm sure it's not that bad. The chalk paint, milk paint's pretty cheap too. So yep, take a coupon with you. And if you go on their like site or on their app on either Joann's or Michael's, they always have that little coupon barcode thing at the top where you can click it and it'll bring up their deals. So they always at least have a 20% off, but once in a while you can hit a 60% off coupon, which I'm there. Every time they have one, I'm there. All right, so let's see if I can get through this without losing my voice completely. I don't know what's going on with that. All right, so I am going to take these numbers off. Like I said, this one was not permanent, but it will peel off the paint. I noticed I did that earlier today. I tried to remove one of these numbers because I didn't position it exactly in the middle, and I tried to remove it and I ended up ripping off paint and having to repaint it and put the number back on and reprinting the number. So just be careful. Make sure it's kind of where you want it before you do have to take it off and remove it again. Okay. Let me see. Lori, awesome. Hope your shopping went well. That's something I need to do. I have not done that for a while. My husband kind of takes care of that when he's home, which is nice. Because, you know, I'm at work, so he'll go shopping. And when I get home, he sometimes has supper made for me, which is awesome. He's an amazing guy. So on the first block here, I'll kind of go over this with you guys real quick. So to do these blocks, I did not think when I sat down and started putting numbers on them. I just figured, oh, I'll just put, you know, numbers on them and then you just switch them when you do. No, there's actually a method to the madness with these. And I never actually sat there and looked at the like date stuff before, but there is certain numbers that have to go on the certain blocks or else you won't be able to use just 4 blocks. You'll be using like a whole bunch of them. So in order to get 4 blocks with the amount of numbers that you need for the months and year, or yeah, months and days, you have to do them in this order. So this is kind of like a little hint for you guys. Use this. So if you are getting just regular like stickers from the dollar store and you're doing the date blocks, make sure you have enough to get these exact numbers. On your first block, you will need the first line. That goes on your first block. And on the second block, you'll use the second line. And I know it's funny, they're not in order, and they're not in order on purpose, okay? So you will need this, and you know, if you guys forget this video is always available. You can come back and look and see these numbers. The first top line I'm going to do on the first block, and then the second I'm going to do on the second block, okay? And this is so you can use just 4 blocks and get all the months and all the days of the month, okay? All right, let me see here. Coupons. Yeah, Christy, yeah, they're actually really good with coupons, and Michael's seems to be better than Joann's. Joann's, they take them, don't get me wrong, like you have to kind of like push a little bit, say, you know, I have Michael's coupon, you guys accept competitors. I always start with do you guys accept competitors coupons, because then they can't say no. So that's what I start with. But Michael's, I have went through the checkout before where the girl is very nice and she'll actually take like 50% off of each thing. So like I've had that done. It's probably because I go there like every day. She's probably like, this poor lady's gonna run out of money, so I'm just gonna give her like 50% off of each thing instead of her one item. Or if you ask to ring up separately, so say you're buying 2 different things, saying you're buying a can of paint and a paintbrush, and you have one 50% off coupon for just that purchase, just say, hey, I want to do separate purchases, and they'll take 50% off of each item. Well, ours will anyway, Johnstown's, but you might get somebody who won't do that. So let's see here. You can make chalk paint recipe on Pinterest. Yes, yes. Friends bought a gallon of paint. Oops, there you go. Lowe's for first posture. Yeah, Judy, you can make your own paint. And that's something that I just never ventured out to doing. Maybe someday I would try it, definitely. Yeah, go for it. Heck yeah, if you can make your own paint for cheaper and you like it, do it. Absolutely, because you can get into a lot of cool stuff, like with making your own colors and everything. That would be really, really cool. Absolutely. All right, so I am going to do my first line here on my first block. And I was using my fancy Cricut plier things here, so I am going to just use those. Probably just be easier using my fingers, but you know, I'll use the tools. All right, and it doesn't really matter where you put the numbers on this block. It just matters that you put those numbers somewhere on this block. So I am gonna attempt. I better just do this looking at me, because if not, these are gonna be like completely not in the middle of this block, because I even struggle with doing it, watching it. All right. Okay. So there's that one there, and it's vinyl, so it's pretty durable, you know. It's pretty nice. All right, and number one here, it's gonna go down the thing here. This one's a little bit, this project's a little bit easier for me to be able to read comments and keep up on them, so that's good. It's pretty simple. Okay, I am just gonna use my fingers, because who am I kidding? I'll just do better this way. All right. Okay, there we go. There's your number one. I'm kind of going backwards on this, as you guys can see. All my other ones actually went like 1, 2, 3, you know. But it doesn't matter, just so they're on there. All right. Unless you're doing something like real fancy, then, you know, I'm sure there's a reason for your letters or numbers to be exactly where you want them. Hi, lady. How are you? I'm not doing anything too exciting. No, I don't have anything for you. So she wants to be part of the video, I guess, now. Oh, no. That's about it. Her attention span. All right. All right, and I'm not sure what I'm doing this Saturday with the project yet. Haven't quite figured out what I want to do. I got a couple of things at the dollar store the other day to try to make some stuff and just do easier projects and cheap projects that everybody on here could just be like, oh, that's simple and I can afford that and it looks nice in the end. So I do have a couple cool Dollar Tree projects that I'm going to be doing live videos on here, you know, in the next couple weeks. So if you guys like the Dollar Tree, stay tuned. I think I spent like $21 in the Dollar Tree the other day just on craft stuff. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, for these videos? But it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy doing them. Alright. Making sure I'm not doing this wrong. Okay. I have a hair on my mouth somewhere. I can feel it. It's irritating me. Okay. Let's see. This is... Okay. What did I miss? Did I miss one of these? 8. Thinking I missed 9. I don't know how. Let me look at these. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's supposed to be like that. No, I definitely did. Now that I'm looking at these, I'm pretty sure that I'm missing a number for one here. 2, 4. You guys can make fun of me while I'm sitting here trying to like figure this out. Let's see. 5. Yeah, I think I did. I don't know. We'll figure out at the end of this whether I have a day or not. So you might not want to go buy these. Yeah, if they're all on there. Okay. I'll have to go back later. I will post the exact numbers you need. Don't go off of this sheet because I'm pretty sure I am missing one and I don't know how I'm missing one. Okay, because I am only doing, maybe that's why, I am only doing 2 out of the 4 blocks because I wasn't going to sit here and post all of them or sit here and paint all of them tonight. We would have been here for like 3 hours. So let me just put this one on here. And this 6, maybe this is what I was thinking. The 6 can really kind of be 6 or 9. So maybe that's what it was. I don't remember. I'll have to look back. My day has been such a crazy one. I'll put it this way. Good. There's that one. Okay, so that's all on there, and my number 8. Perfect. Okay, if you look really closely, these kind of are almost giving it not, I mean, technically the crackle effect, but they kind of look like it a little bit just because of the foam. I think it sucks up that paint, so then that paint kind of gets like kind of dry and crackly. So there's your one block, okay? I'm mad. This is going to bother me until I get off of here and figure out what I did wrong. 1, 2. I'm missing a 9. And that's going to irritate me. So, yeah, I will go back. I'll post on my Facebook page the exact number sequence that you need on block 1 and block 2. Apparently, I did not type it right or something when I went to print it out on my Cricut. Okay, so make sure I'm putting this on there right. Yeah. I apologize for that. My brain's just in a completely different area today. We looked at a house that we like, and it's like, it was at 3:30, so like my brain is just consumed by like this excitement, but yet like hesitation, and so I'm just not fully with you guys today. My brain's kind of up there in the clouds a little bit. Okay, put this on here. All right, maybe I'm missing one on here. And you'll probably see me do, come on now. I'm going to try to do a couple more things with the Cricut vinyl. So if you guys have a Cricut and you have questions on how to use it, I'm getting better and better with using my Cricut. Cricut is one of those things that, even for somebody who crafts a lot, to sit down and actually just use it, it's rough. It's frustrating. It's not user friendly sometimes. It's a lot to kind of learn. It throws a lot at you. So if you guys have Cricuts and you're not sure of how to do something on them, if you have any questions, I can try to help you on those. I am learning more and more as I go. And I used to be a photographer, so Photoshop and everything like that, I kind of use my Photoshop and Cricut together to kind of like make images. So if you guys have any questions about anything on Cricut, I can try to help you with that too. So if anybody wants to see like a type of tutorial on anything Cricut, let me know, because I'm open to do those also for you guys. I'm trying to get more you know, different things out there that people want to see. I don't want to just be sitting here doing stupid crafts that like nobody really cares about. So make sure if you do want me to show you something, or you see something on Facebook that I posted that you guys like and want to know how I did or what I did to it, please let me know, because I can get on here and that could be a live tutorial for that night. So I want to make sure you guys are viewing stuff that you will use and want to see. Alright, so these are my 2 blocks out of the 4, okay, and this should cover your months, and, well, this one would be like your month, and then the next set would be your days in that month. So, like I said, I will go back and I will post the exact numbers you need, because I am missing a 9, and I don't know how I did that, because I made the same ones earlier today, so I must have just typed it wrong. So I will go back and do that. But this is pretty much the project for today. I'll show you the ones that I did earlier, just in case somebody else is just joining. This is what we did, so you can go back and view the video if you want. But yeah, these, I have a 9 on this one. So apparently I did something when I printed those, and there's a 9 and a 6 on this one. So yeah, I don't know what I did. God only knows. Okay. So, yep, all your months and years, and like I said, I just stuck this one in between there because I thought it was cute. Now, I am, like I said before at the beginning of this video, and if you're just joining me now, I am selling these decals on here. This is just Cricut vinyl. But, like I said, you could probably go to the dollar store and purchase stickers that you like for this project. This is a pretty simple one, okay? These here are the date ones, and I did see other ones that were made like tic-tac-toe, which originally that's where my idea here was to do this live video, was for the tic-tac-toe ones, but I figured I would rather do the date ones. You can kind of use that more with your like foyer table or mantle piece or anything. These are more for like your, you know, if you have family over a lot or kids that, you know, they're not going to break these. They're like worth nothing. So, you know, if you could do this and make a little tic-tac-toe board to sit on your coffee table, that's a really cool idea too, which I might make one of those later because it's actually sounding pretty neat. So, but yep, I hope you guys enjoyed this tonight. I will show you a couple things here. This is going to be one of my other projects that I'm going to be doing soon on the live video. These are just from the dollar store also. This is one of my purchases. They were just plain glass, and we just spruced them up with some paint, and I am going to add, before my next video, of course, I'm going to add a little chalkboard sign here and a couple other little things. So these are coming up in one of my tutorials. I will be showing those later. And I'll let you guys know when that is. I'm trying to think. I'll just go over again. If anybody from Johnstown's watching, I do hold DIY crafting classes here. I do them at a local coffee shop, and I also do them at a local little shop up in Westmont. So please, you know, look on my page if you do live around Johnstown and you're interested in taking any of my classes. They are always posted there. All you have to do is go on and message me and say I'll be there for your class on whatever day. And everything is included in those classes. You get, of course, me teaching you how to build something or make something, and then you get all the supplies to do that craft, and then you, of course, get to take it home with you. So those are kind of fun. I'm trying to get that up and going here in Johnstown, give it a little bit of something around here to do for something cheap. So please, if you're interested in joining those, let me know. I'm thinking that's about it for tonight. I think I covered everything. I didn't do any coat of wax or anything on these because they didn't really, it's not like I spent a lot of time. They're not like a really used up surface where something's going to be sitting on top of them. So I didn't really use any wax, just paint and pretty much stickers. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about these and you missed this video, just comment on the video and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can to answer any of your questions. Okay, and like I said, I will post those numbers that you guys need for these blocks on my actual page. So I'll just have like a little post on there about what numbers you need for block 1 and what numbers you need for block 2. That way you guys have them. Okay, all right, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support. This is awesome. Live video tutorial on Saturday coming up, and I will try to keep you guys updated on what I'm going to be doing next for that. All right, thank you guys. Bye. Good night.